Day, everyone. Good evening. How are you doing? So, welcome to my live streaming today. So, I would like to share the link in our different groups. I would like to share the link in our different groups so that we can share it with our friends. You can share it with our friends. You can share it with your friends. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining. So, share the link with your friends that we are live. We are live on how to earn in dollars as a nurse, you can earn in dollars as a nurse. So we are live. So I would like you to welcome. So, okay. I'm going to be talking about something very important today. Something very important. I'm with my laptop and I want to be sharing with you several opportunities that are available for nurses, and of which some of them I think I'm going to be dropping them in the comments so that you can be able to take advantage of them, right? About one or two of them. I'll be dropping them in the comments so that you can take advantage of them. Thank you so much. So, one thing that nurses will always say, first of all, I'm divine nurses. So thank you so much for my intro. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I help nurses, especially African nurses, to earn. I show them how you can earn in dollars as a nurse. Now, one thing that nurses always say is that, okay, I don't. It's only for most times when you check these opportunities that are available for nurses or for healthcare professionals or for healthcare professionals or something like that, you find out that most of them are for those in the US, those in some other African countries, and it's as if that nurses don't have access to this, to these platforms, right? For these international opportunities, it's only the nurses, those outside of Nigeria that have access. Even those in India, those in Pakistan, Bangladesh, all these, even the Asian countries, they have access to these opportunities. However, you would rarely see that someone said I'm live, yeah. So you would rarely see nurses opportunities available for nurses in Nigeria. So I'm going to be sharing some of them with you in the comments, and I would like to, if you're excited to see some of these opportunities, I'm going to be sharing them with you. I'm going to be telling you how to apply for them. I'm going to be telling you what exactly to do. So if you're excited, I want you to share the link of this life with other of your colleagues, your nursing colleagues. Share them in different groups so that your friends, your colleagues can take advantage of this opportunity. So yeah, thank you so much for some of us that are sharing it. So one thing that you must know is that when you want to apply for, an international role, one thing that you must put in consideration is that your CV and your LinkedIn. These two things very important. Your CV and your LinkedIn needs to be intact. Actually, there are three things: your CV, your LinkedIn, and there are certifications that are necessary or that are needed. These organizations, they are for these roles now. This the roles you're about to apply, it is very paramount that you have some of these certifications, or you know some of the tools that are available, like EMR and all that. So most nurses will be like, I'm not familiar with this. You don't have to be familiar. One thing, if you notice, if you've ever applied for an international role as a nurse, you will notice that sometimes they ask you, this tool, have you used this tool before? Have you used this tool before? Have you used this tool before? And most times you end up saying no, 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 no. There is no way you can say no that you've not used these tools before and you expect them to give you the job. No, right? So yes, you haven't used it. I'm not saying you should lie that you've used it. No, you haven't used it or you don't know about them. But that is where research comes into play. That is where research comes into play. You need to do your research. You need to do your research. Your research comes into play. You don't just say no, you've not used them. You be like you're being sincere. No, you're not being sincere. Just, at that point, you need to click them, note those tools they have asked you if you've used. You click them, you click yes that you know about them, you click yes that you used them before, you click, yes, the boxes, you check the boxes. Now, after checking the boxes, you go back to YouTube. You have your YouTube on your phone. You go back to the internet, you go to ChatGPT. How can I use these tools? How is this tool being used? How is this tool being used? What is this thing used for? You go through ChatGPT, you go through YouTube, you get a video of what that thing is all about. Some of you don't know how to, some nurses don't know how to use the spreadsheet for documentation and all that. You check it, you learn. This is something that these are very simple things you can know in a second, in a minute. You can identify them, you can know them in a minute and all that, right? So it is very, very important when you are applying for this role. So, and for people like, yeah, I don't have some certificates and all that. Yes, that is why in my community, I share with them the certifications they need to get. Some of these certifications are free. Yes, some of these certifications are free. So I share with them the certifications they need to have. Yes, and also the tools they need to know about. I shared with them, I think, about 20 videos on the tools that they need to know about. You don't need to go through every video on them. You just need to know one or two things about those tools. You don't need to know everything about them. You just need to have an idea of how they are used, of how it is used, where it is used, and what it is used for. You don't need to know everything about them. When I said I shared 20 videos about it, you might be like, wow, that's a lot, right? No, it's not a lot, because I told them that you don't need to go through these videos to the end. These videos are just to give you an idea of what these tools are meant for or what these tools are used for. So you go through the first video, you look at it for 10 minutes, you've already gotten an idea of what that tool is for, or that software is for, or what that concept is used for. Now you go through another video, another video, another video, another video. In an hour, you might have gone through all these videos. You now have an idea. So when you're now applying for these international roles, it becomes easy for you to be able to say, yes, you've used them. Yes, you know about them. Right? Now, like I said, there are three things. One of which is the certifications, right? One of which is the certifications Now, the next thing that I talked about is your LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile cannot be overemphasized. Please, yes, your LinkedIn profile cannot be overemphasized. Please, if you're gaining value from this, I would like you to please click the like button, and also please share this live with your friends, your colleagues. Share it with your friends, so that they can know how to apply for international roles. They can know where to get these international roles from. They can know, because I said I'm going to be sharing this some of the international opportunities, the links. I'm going to be sharing them in the comments after the live. I'm going to be sharing. So come back and go through those, apply for those roles. So whatever I'm going to be teaching you now or showing you now is to help you to apply better, right? To help you to apply better for these roles. Hope you're understanding me. So now, like I said, your LinkedIn profile cannot be overemphasized. Your LinkedIn profile can't be overemphasized. Your LinkedIn profile cannot be overemphasized. Very important. Some of you have an account on LinkedIn. Some don't even know what LinkedIn is all about. But I found out that an average nurse that has an account on LinkedIn haven't even optimized their profile. Now, let me explain to you the simplest way you can optimize your profile. Yes, the simplest way you can optimize your profile. It's, okay, what experience do you have? What are you doing? What experience do you have? What are you doing? You might be like, you have so many experience, you have so many experience now, you have a lot of experience. That is fine. Now I gave in my community, that's my nurse mentees, I gave them an AI prompt that would help them to identify the exact role or the exact opportunity they have to put out there on LinkedIn that would help them get a job fast, or an international job faster. What do I mean? I gave them a prompt now, that when they use that prompt now and they put in their experience, yes, the prompt helps them with the help of AI now to organize their experience and show them exactly how they have to position themselves on LinkedIn, right? Yes, exactly how they can position themselves on LinkedIn, so that they can, when they put, because it's not just about positioning yourself on LinkedIn. No, it's not just about positioning yourself on LinkedIn. It's beyond that. It's not just about you positioning yourself on LinkedIn. It's much more than that. All right. It is much more than that. It's much more than you positioning yourself on LinkedIn. Beyond themselves for something that is not right. They go ahead to position themselves for they can't get paid for in the global scale. Right? That is the problem. That's a very big problem. That means you're positioning yourself for the wrong thing. As a nurse, you shouldn't position yourself for the wrong thing. Very important. So now you now know how to position yourself. Okay, let me explain what that prompt, how you can even do it on your own. You go to ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT, this is what you're doing. These are the experiences you have. Now, how can you position yourself on LinkedIn so that you can get an international role? So that you can get an international opportunity that you can be paid in dollars, right? You ask ChatGPT this thing. Not just it's ask ChatGPT, I have these experiences, I'm a nurse. How can myself for what kind of companies can I work with? What kind of clients can I work with? What will I do for them? How will I see them? Where are they on LinkedIn? What are their names? What are their titles? Because LinkedIn might not, ChatGPT might not give you their name. Okay, ChatGPT might not give you their exact name, but ChatGPT can give you the titles they have. So ChatGPT can give you the titles they are using on LinkedIn. So without those titles, you go to LinkedIn immediately and you search for those titles. Maybe next time I would share my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to be showing you an example of what LinkedIn looks like. So you can, I don't know, maybe let me share. You can see what I'm talking about here. So you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so you can see here. I don't know if you can see my screen. I don't know. What's going on here? So now, if you can see my screen, so now if you can see my screen now, you will see how a LinkedIn profile should look like. Your LinkedIn profile comprises of your headline. Let me show you. Your LinkedIn profile comprises of your headline. I mean your profile picture, which is this. This is your profile picture. So if I click on it, you will see it very well. This is your profile picture. Your LinkedIn profile comprises of your profile picture, which is this. Then your banner, which is this, right? This is called your banner. So why this banner is important is that it helps people, or it helps your potential clients as a nurse to see exactly what you are doing. You understand what I'm saying? To see exactly what you're doing. Now, then the next thing that is included in your profile is your headline, which is this. So this is your headline. So your profile picture, your banner, your headline. These three are the three most important things, of which, if you go down, you would also find your about section here. If I go down here, you would see my about section, of which let me expand it. So this is my about section. You might not be able to see it clearly, but this is how it looks like. This is how the about section looks like. So your profile picture should be very clear. it should show your face very clearly. Your profile picture should show your face very clearly, because most of the people you're going to be working with, they haven't seen you before, and they will never see you like in real life, right? They won't see you. Some of them might be in abroad, of course, some of them will be in the US and all that. So they won't see you. Most of the recruiters you're going to be working with, they won't see you. So your profile picture needs to be very clear. Your headline, your banner needs to be clear as well. Then your your headline, which is this now, then your about section, which is under here. These are the important sections of your these are the important sections of your the important sections in your headline, in your LinkedIn profile, right? The important sections in your LinkedIn profile, they should be these are they are very, very important for you. Now, once you optimize your profile, like I say, you go to ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT, I have this experience. I am a nurse. How can I position myself on LinkedIn? What can I position myself as so that I can get an international role? What kind of international roles can I get? Who are those that can pay me? What are kind of clients? What are their titles? Right? Then the next thing you need to optimize is your CV. Many of you, if you're applying for a role, you just apply, if you're applying for a role, you have like 5 roles you're applying for. You use the same CV in different roles. No, that shouldn't be so. You use the same CV you use for the first role, and you use the same CV for the second one, for the third one, for the fourth one. That shouldn't be so. Your CV should be different for different roles, right? Your CV should be different for different roles. Now, depending on what you're applying for, if you're applying for a telehealth role, CV different. If you're applying for a medical virtual assistant, the CV should be different. If you're applying as one of the roles I saw, a surgery schedule specialist, those roles, these are different roles. You should optimize your profiles different. Your CV differently. And one major thing you have to be conscious of when you're doing your CV. CV is not about you listing the things you've done. No. CV is not about listing the experience you have. No, that's not the major thing on your CV. That's not the major thing when it comes to CV. That's not the major thing recruiters look at when it comes to CV, your CV. That's not the major things, those that will hire you, what they are looking at. You might be excited that you worked for 10 hours in the hospital every day. You might be excited that you take care of 20 patients every day. You might be excited of what you're doing. You might be excited of this and that you're doing. But that does not give you a job. What gives you a job? What gives you a job? What gives you a job is the impact you've been able to make with that experience you have. The impact. So when you're writing your CV, always focus on the impact. When you're writing your CV, always focus on the impact and not just the activities you've been doing. The impact of that activity. What has that activity been able to do in your world? Has it reduced has it reduced the problem in the world? Has it reduced, you can tell yourself, okay, you can say, yeah, I work in a world where we have only 5 nurses attending to numerous patients, but I created a system whereby the nursing whereby the shortage of nursing of staff wasn't a problem. Yes, and with the system I created, you tell them what system you created, and something like that. Or you'd be like, okay, many nurses don't understand how to do documentation. That's if you're applying for a documentation role, right? Yeah, many nurses don't usually know how to apply how to do documentation, but I helped them with the help of a ChatGPT and all that to teach them and show them a prompt that could help them to do their documentation within 5 seconds. That is an impact. Okay, that's an impact you made, and by so doing, we've reduced we've reduced that. So these are beyond the activities. What impact have those activities been able to make? Now, I'll be stopping here because of our time. However, I would like you to know that I have a community. We have the next batch of my mentorship community will be starting next week. That's first week of April, and we are ending the batch we have now. We are ending this week by next to know how you can get an job, how you can work remotely, how you can be able to earn in dollars as a nurse. How you can be able to optimize your profile so that you can be able to get an international job. You can work from the comfort of your house, because what's happening in Nigeria now. The economy is very bad. Fuel has increased. In my area, fuel is 1.5, right? So, and fuel increasing means that transportation has also increased, food stuff has increased, almost everything has increased. And your salary from the hospital is remaining the same. Even the one that you'll be paid by next week or next 2 weeks is still going to be the same, right? The hospital will not say, or the government will not say, because fuel price has increased, let's increase your salary. No, you are the one that would increase the amount you make by becoming more valuable. And how do you do that? By you applying for an international job, right? By you working remotely. The same experience you are using now in the hospital, you can use that in your remote work and earn 10 times more, 10 times more than that, right? So that is why learning how to get an international job is very important. A lot of bills to pay in the house, the new month is coming, a lot of things to pay and all that. And salary will be coming and you celebrate, okay, salary is low, but if you check, that salary is nothing. That salary doesn't, if you check it, that salary is nothing. It's nothing. Your international job can pay up to $1,000 monthly, $2,000 monthly. I have one of here that is paying $20 every per hour. That's an international role for you. So you need to do everything possible that you need to do to make sure that or you get an international job, of which one of them is getting trained. So I have the cohort is for a month. So I'm going to be training you for a month on how to get an international job, right? So the next cohort is starting on the first week of April. That's when we'll be starting our next cohort. And currently, the price of the cohort is 30,000 naira. So 30,000 naira, that's what's for a month, 30,000 naira. However, for the first 5 people that will be sending me a message that they want to make payment today, yes, or tomorrow, at most, tomorrow before 12 p.m. Yeah, tomorrow before 12 p.m. from this night, they will be paying only 25,000 naira. Okay, you won't be paying the 30,000 naira, you'll be paying only 25,000. So for those that will be paying today and tomorrow morning before 12 p.m., you'll be paying only 25,000 naira. So if you're interested, send me a message on WhatsApp, send me a DM so that you can make your payment. I will send you, in fact, once you make your payment, the next thing that happens is that I will send you how you can optimize your profile on LinkedIn, how you can optimize your CV. These two things are the things I'm going to send to you this night. If you're paying this night, I'm going to send you how you can optimize your profile on LinkedIn, how you can optimize your CV, and I'm going to share with you the international opportunities you need to apply for. So it is possible that you can pay tonight and you start applying for an international role tonight. Yes, everything happening once, everything happening so fast. Because why wait to apply for an international role if you can do that today? Why wait to get an international opportunity if you can do that today? Why wait to earn in dollars if you can start the journey today? So I would like to hold you by your hand, support you, and help you in your journey of earning in dollars as a nurse, right? I've been able to do that. Some of my mentees have been able to do that. So thank you so much for joining this training. And one of my mentees, a mental health nurse, she got an international job as a mental health consultant with a US family, and she's being paid weekly. You understand? She's being paid per week. Now, this is something that you can do, whether you're a mental health consultant or you're not a mental health consultant. You can do this from the comfort of your home, depending on your specialty, what you would like to position yourself as. So send me a DM, and so that you can get started immediately. Thank you so much. Thank you.